Chicago Bulls, Charlotte Hornets post-game live call-in show. The Bulls win tonight 114-98 in a bizarre back and forth game that we may have lost Alex Caruso in to an ankle injury. We'll find out. We'll take your calls, take some trade ideas, and see who on this team is expendable and who isn't in the eyes of the fan. We'll be right back. Bulls a winner at home tonight, 114-98. A lot of questions still remain for the Chicago Bulls, the front office, the coaching staff, the roster. It's all up in the air at this point. The Bulls struggling to get above 500. Let's get some opinions from fans. We're going to reach right out to our phone line. The phone line is, oh boy, look at me. I messed up. Didn't even put in the correct post game. This is always like a technical thing. I'm always trying to get everything perfect, but it's a struggle. It is a struggle. Okay, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, the phone number is area code 773-900-8097. We got Stefan the Don going to be joining us here. What's up, Steph?
Yo.
What'd you think of this game?
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Nah.
That's on you, my bro. That's on you. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to hear me. All kinds of mess going on. You sure you can't hear me? Talk again. Well, you can't hear me.
Nope.
Well, I don't know what to say, bro. Test your headphones out a little bit.
Can everybody else hear him? Because
I'm sure everybody can hear me. Let's go to my settings and make sure.
I cannot. Nah, nothing. Like absolute crickets. All right, hold up. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Hold on.
How about now? Y'all can hear me, right? Say something in chat if you can hear me. You can hear both of us. I know, but he can't hear me. That's the thing. So while he does that, I'm going to take a call here. I think this is going to be Shay on the line. What's going on?
Hey, is Speak here there?
No, not tonight.
Hey, I wish he was there so I could tell him this. All I gotta say is for all you people that want Kobe White to be traded, y'all need to do me a favor. Keep Kobe White trades out your fucking mouth.
Hey. Let's not go there. Why? Why do you say that? Keep it out. Kobe White's probably gonna walk next season. What are you talking about?
Nah, he ain't gonna walk because they've made it official. They've definitely made it sure that that they probably want to keep him, especially after tonight, especially how he's been playing on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, but his trade value couldn't be higher than right now.
Yeah, but
let's take our heart out of this and start playing a little bit of basketball manager for a second. We're not going to win anything this year. We're not even a 500 team yet.
We're not. Yeah, we're not. But think about it. Think about it for a second, bro.
Okay.
We let Lowry go. Wendell is gone, and they've been around the same time as Kobe. And look at what they're doing. You don't necessarily want to let that. You don't want to necessarily have him turn into one of the to one of those, especially when he could be a good bench piece for us. Just saying.
Okay, but for every Lowry Marketing, for every other guy that you mentioned in there, I can name you 20 guys that the Bulls traded away that ended up being flops.
Okay. But are you willing to take that chance? Take that chance, though, especially with him being around the same age as Patrick Williams. That's the
What do we
big question.
get? It depends what we get in return. What do we get in return?
Yeah, but what if that doesn't turn? But what if that doesn't turn out?
Well,
turn out right. Think about.
You're not going to win a chip every year, are you?
No, you're not gonna win a chip every year. But I mean, I just don't believe in just trading pieces just to do it.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How you doing now?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm good. No.
Okay.
And I think, but honestly, this game really makes you frustrated with Billy Donovan, man. You mean to tell me that we could have possibly won the damn game that we played against him the last time? All we had to do was play Drummond? Come on,
but it's
man.
not that simple. They had a plane ride that they had to take to Charlotte. You don't know what happened. You don't know what happened to them overnight. You don't know if they slept. You don't know if Zach's baby is sick. You don't know anything about what's going on in their head.
Yeah, but at the same time, look at last game. We got beat on the offensive boards. We kind of got beat on today's offensive boards. But think about it. You saw the balancing. You saw the energy ramp up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw Drummond get murdered tonight with a dunk. They had to put a plunger upside his head to get the dent out of it from that ball. Jeez, man.
Yeah, that's one play. But you also saw LaMelo Ball get thrown out
over stupid stuff.
Yeah,
that was a dumb call.
Bullshit. There was 1 minute and 47 minutes left, and there's no way in hell that should have been an ejection, let alone attack. Maybe attack.
Yeah.
Maybe attack. Throwing him out. Come on.
Yeah, but two technical fouls. You know the rule of the NBA, right?
I know the rule, but why call the second?
Too soft.
Hey, well, maybe he just wanted an early shower. Think about it. You know that you're not going to win this game. I've seen LeBron do it. I've seen a whole lot of players in the past do it.
I guess. Yeah, those were funky Charlotte uniforms. I tried to guess in the thumbnail here for the show. Didn't quite.
Yeah.
Those were weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Now, what were you going to say?
What, if you say Kobe White's not a trade option for this team, who is in your mind?
Javonte Green.
What?
Because I know he's gonna want to get paid. And if any time for him to cash out, it would be now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Javonte Green.
What's
Green,
he make?
but
what does he make? What's Javonte Green make a year?
I don't know. Maybe about 2 mil, 4 mil. But at the same time,
$2 million.
He could get a big.
That's nothing, man.
Yeah, but he could get an increased pay rate.
He makes $1.8 million a year. He makes what Dragic makes. Tony Bradley makes more money. Let's get rid of Tony Bradley.
Nobody's gonna want Tony Bradley. Everybody's gonna want the Javonte Green, bro.
Let's get rid of Dalen Terry. Let's load him up in a trade package.
Come on now.
What do you want Dalen Terry for? What do you want him for? What's the big appeal of Dalen Terry? Come on. What have you seen in Dalen Terry this year that warrants anything?
He's a rookie. Do you really want to get rid of the rookies that you haven't even seen play?
Okay, well, let's stick with your guy. Rookie Kobe was a beast. He's more of a beast than this Kobe.
Kobe was a beast on the offensive end. This Kobe is more of a beast on the offense and defensive end. I feel like, he could definitely, he's learned his lesson from the last couple of years, and I feel like he's having that Lowry. I think that by him seeing how he might not get a starting spot back and how he could prove that he's much valuable to the team. Now,
Kobe was never a true point guard. That's the difference with Io, right?
Yeah, Kobe was never a true point guard, but at the end of the day, he's a player. He's a player that we could use on the team, regardless if it's scoring or defense. You know what I'm saying? He's improving now. He's not improving on the numbers wise, but on the both ends of the floor, he's doing his job.
Okay, I got you there. We'll have to see. Hey, chat, can chat hear us? I got 31 in the chat, but y'all are quiet. Give me some trade ideas in chat. Let me see what you guys think. Hey, Shay, thanks for calling in, man. We got to move along. We got a lot of calls.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate everything you do for us, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Take care.
All right, see you.
All right. Let's go to our batter up here. How you doing, caller?
What's going on, Marcus?
Hi, Jamal. How you doing, man?
What's up, bro?
Me and Steph holding the fort down here. I think Pat, the designer, is going to be checking in just a little bit. He's got to do a little lockdown stuff. But what's on your mind?
Not much. You know, it was a good win. It was good to see that, you know, in the game in which two of our three, you know, big time players weren't able to make a shot, and three of the five of them weren't able to make a shot. It was good to see our bench step up, you know, excellently. Kobe White coming off really big off the bench and everything like that. Andre Drummond, you know, missing that playing time, him getting so consistent or long-term minutes, I think he came out a little bit extra motivated to play. He actually played like, I don't want to say a big man, but there were moments where they were actually passing him the ball in the post,
right,
and telling him to kind of go to work.
Right.
And he did basic big man moves. It wasn't nothing. I didn't need him to do nothing fancy. I didn't need him to do nothing special. Just do a basic bump jump hook, you know, or a basic, you know, turnaround jump hook. He did a pump fake where he got his defender in the air, bumped into him to get the foul, and then just threw it up there to get the laid in. Basic, simple big man moves. It doesn't have to be complicated. Kobe White played really well offensively, especially, you know, knocking down some really key buckets. And then Ayo DeSumo came out and really set the tone in the beginning. I love the fact that he drove and attacked the basket instead of just settling for outside shots, settling for mid-range jump shots, and just settling for threes. He really attacked that paint and that basket. And I think that's what really got a lot of good, easy layups, and that's what really helped out his game. Patrick Williams didn't shoot the ball the best tonight. It seemed like he was just off. I'm not somebody who gives up on Patrick Williams just yet. I still like this player. I think he could still develop into a really good contributing player.
Let me ask you something. Hold on. I'm going to ask you something right now since we're talking about Patrick Williams. If Patrick Williams was a free agent that we signed, would you want to ditch him with his play?
If Patrick Williams was a free agent that we had
No. What I'm saying is if we signed him.
I get you. I get you.
If we signed him as a free agent, let's just say on the offseason, he was just Patrick Smith or whatever, right? What if we just, if a guy like that fitting that role that we brought in and said, oh, he's our starter, he's whatever, and he performed like Patrick Williams, would you be happy? And
what he was going to pay? Yeah.
Really? As a free agent,
I mean,
as opposed to a rookie?
Like $4,000 a year. And when you look at it, this last month of January, he was averaging 13 points a game. So
okay, I kind of think we fall in love with him.
42% complete.
We fall in love with him because we got number 7 picks year after year after year.
We did.
And then we get a number 4, and we're like, okay, finally, we're going to get somebody good, right? Instead of these other guys that are, you know, have no heart. But then I think that's the entire reason why we're in love with them. It's like when you go get a new puppy dog, right? That's 8 weeks old, and you're trying to groom him along and teach him tricks, and you know, you live with the fact that he doesn't always fetch or whatever, you know. I mean, that kind of thing.
And I'm not even gonna lie. To that point, Marcus, it's like continuing with that theme. I mean, it's kind of what you know, me and PK was talking about the last time I was on here. Like the only reason why we give AK grace, in my opinion, realistically, is because we thought that we saw what he did in Denver, came to Chicago. We thought at least I thought automatically. I was like, all right, 2.5 years, Bulls will Bulls will really be something. And he turned them. He honestly turned them around in record time. And we didn't think that was gonna happen.
We were all shocked when we got Vooch. When we got Vooch mid-season, we're like, oh, Jesus Christ. These guys aren't fooling around.
Season. And then after that, you got DeMar at a pretty decent price. So we was like, oh, okay, like we made the playoffs, we'll give him a little bit of grace.
Right. And Lonzo and Caruso. Right. So we got the ingredients to an amazing cake. Right.
Yeah.
But halfway through, the frosting fell off, and it's like,
and it's thinking in the middle.
The frosting hit the floor. You tried to put it back on. That's what happened. The frosting hit the floor. You tried to put it back on, and it didn't work.
And you took it out, and now it's like, oh, it's late. Here's my thing, and I say this because
what's up, bro?
From my perspective, with the team as a whole, as well as Patrick Williams, when I look at Patrick Williams and everything like that, again, does he frustrate me at times? Absolutely. I've come on this show. You guys have taken my call. I've had criticizing comments for Patrick Williams just as much as anybody else. But I'm also somebody who is trying my best not to just automatically say, because you're not taking that step that I think you should take at the time that I want you to take it, that I should just get rid of you also. So I get where PK comes from. I get where you guys are coming from when it comes to Patrick Williams. I'm just not at that level where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to just give up on Patrick Williams and let him go.
Okay.
Not yet.
So a week left. You Patrick Williams is still your guy. He's still on the roster. He's still not a problem. Okay. Well then.
Oh, he's still on. Yeah, no, I'm not. I haven't thought about getting rid of him because I'm basically looking at it as you're still in your rookie contract. First year was first year. Second year, you were injured most of the year. This is your third year. You've shown certain things that I've liked. You've shown things that I still am upset that I want you to get past. I also look at it the same way that you say that we look at it. People love Patrick Williams for being the fourth overall pick because we've had 7 after 7 after 7.
Yep.
I would also say that's the same reason why a lot of people hate Patrick Williams because he was a fourth overall pick.
Yeah, higher
and then nobody
expectation.
really thinks about it from the perspective of like, look at what he came. He didn't come into a normal fourth overall pick, predicament where the offense will be mainly focused through him. So I'm not there yet. I want to see what happens. I'm still not at that point where I'm ready to give up on him just yet. Now, if we get a good trade offer, that's one thing. But right now, I'm not there just yet. I want to see what we can, if we can still have a chance to salvage him or not.
I thought when we got Patrick Williams, because of the fact that he had a limited role in college and the fact that system that he has or that he came from, and that he was so young. What was he, 19 when we got him?
Barely.
Barely.
I thought that the coaches would be able to take him and mold him like clay, like an aggressive guy that we want him to be, but he's just too darn soft. Right. He's too darn soft, and that's why you can't mold him because he doesn't stay in form, right? I mean, that's the best analogy I can come up with. But to me, I can't take any more of this. Like, we could have got Jaren Grant for him in the offseason. Jesus, what would that have done for him?
Not Jaren. Not Jeremy. We had Jaren. We've had
big difference. Big difference.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You're right. The good one. We had a chance for the good one. Would you have done that one, Jamal?
Jeremy Grant?
Yeah.
Outside this 2020, maybe it would have been an interesting thing, but again, the thing with the Jeremy Grant situation was one of those things. Bringing him onto the team when his mentality going into that offseason was, I want to be the guy. Like, that was our biggest fear as Bulls fans when it came to the idea of do we trade for Jeremy Grant, was that Jeremy Grant played that role in a similar role to Patrick Williams on the Nuggets team in Denver, and he got traded and got sent to Detroit. He was now able to be, the number one option, and he came into the offseason with the mentality of saying, I want to be the number one option. I don't want to go back to taking a backseat role, coming off the bench, or being the fourth or fifth option. So that's kind of where the issue with Jeremy Grant lies. Wasn't the fact that he wasn't a better player than Patrick Williams at that time, or he couldn't give you 20 points consistently. It was the idea of was he going to come into this team trying to take over the team, or having this mentality of, I need to be the dude, versus somebody where Patrick Williams, we kind of figured maybe we can grow him into a role that could fit better with this team, where, like people said, we're not asking Patrick Williams to give us 20-plus points every night. 15 points is a very good contribution. This last month, he averaged 13. So it's in the right direction, but it's not at the pace that we wanted. And like you said, the times when we do questions, are you aggressive or not? Even tonight, when I looked at Patrick Williams, I was saying he was taking those mid-range shots, which I was happy with, but at the same time, I was like, they looked awkward, and I kept saying, you need to attack the paint. Really attack the basket, drive to the basket all the way.
So my thing is this.
Settle for that pull-up.
I would rather have P. Will be a player that that gets 5 offensive fouls driving to the hoop like a tight end, right? And mowing people down and taking all his fouls that way from the offensive perspective, to where he's driving fear into the people that are in the paint, because they know they're going to get an ass whipping just about now when P. Will starts driving, and that allows him to kick it out to somebody else. Okay. But we don't have that option now, because Sharman is rolling down the paint right now and is so soft that nobody's afraid. They're just like, P. Will, who cares?
Now, here's the pushback that I have. Welcome me to the chat.
Hey.
What's up, Matt?
What's going on, Mal? How you feeling, brother? Here's the pushback that I'll have on what we're seeing from P. Will, right? We want to see development. We want to see growth. P. Will is having the best month of his career right now. We need to see that continue. P. Will has played aggressive. He's gone to the bucket. Has he missed shots? For sure. Sometimes you miss shots. I think more so than not, he's missed shots because all of a sudden we've asked him to become a 3-and-D player, which is kind of weird. And listen, I've maintained Patrick Williams, in my book, is still a bust. He has not lived up to the 4th pick in the draft. That doesn't mean get rid of him, but he's still a bust to this point. But here is the big thing that I think we need to focus in on when it comes to P. Will. This month, I cannot say that Patrick Williams has been the terrible defender that he's been most of the season. He's been a bad defender most of the season. He's been okay, up and down, right? But that's bad based on where he started. Offensively, now we're seeing him take more shots. Offensively, now we're seeing him attack more. Offensively, now we're seeing him get to the rim more, rebound much better. That's called development in year 3 on a team where a number 4 pick in the draft usually doesn't go to a team where you have 3 guys that are legitimate stars, right? And the teams that you see that on, the number 1 pick in that draft, or the number 1 pick in that draft can't find time on a basketball court. If James Wiseman plays on any other team, James Wiseman is probably being looked at as a perennial center right now in the NBA. Instead, we're looking at him as somebody that you might be able to trade for Kobe White and a pick.
Yeah.
That's the number 1 pick in that draft. Situation matters. The first year that Patrick Williams came here, we were trying to figure out, hey, is Larry Markkinen still good? Hey, should Wendell Carter be on this team? Guess who's getting the shots in that situation? Larry Markkinen, Wendell Carter. Again, not saying P. Will has lived up to anywhere near what he's been drafted to be, or has shown me any of the flashes on a consistent enough basis to be the 4th pick in the draft. But year 2, now you got Vooch, DeMar, and Zach. Zach gets hurt. Lonzo Ball's there, right? Like P. Will gets pushed down the pipeline. Year 3, he's still pushed down the pipeline. The only reason that he's taking more shots now is literally because they're like, we're losing so much. Please, anything change. How about you start taking some shots here?
What happened to this great story that the Bulls put out of how P. Will spent the entire summer with DeMar learning how to be tough? Where's that?
But you know what though? That doesn't matter anymore. Cause I feel like I said, and I'm gonna stick with it. I partially believe that he went to that offseason and was like, "Yo, I'm finna work with DeMar. This is 28 points a game. You finna show me how to get to my spots. I'm definitely coming in. I done bulked up. I'm finna do what I'm finna do. I'm finna improve." And he came into the season and everything just snowballed to the point where as soon as Lonzo went out, he was looking at it and DeMar was looking at it like, yo, I'm finna get my shots. Zach finna get his shots. So it's like I worked with you in the offseason, and it's like now I'm not getting them touches that I was, that I was promised. I thought that I was finna get. So that I feel like that kind of shook his confidence. To me.
Let me ask y'all this: if P. Will is by himself, is he a better player?
Yeah, he has been.
He takes again.
If P. Will doesn't have Zach and DeMar in front of him, does P. Will look more like the P. Will you think he is?
He scored what 35 last
40.
season at the end of the
40.
game.
35 last season. Yeah. And the only reason I say that is for this, right? There are a lot of people in front of him that make him look regular.
True.
He hasn't had the opportunity that a 4th overall pick in the draft has, very much like the 1st overall pick in the draft. The difference is with the 1st overall pick in the draft, he went to a team that won an NBA championship while he was there. So that makes it a little bit more palatable when you suck. But realistically, James Wiseman doesn't suck. When he gets on the court and they give him the ball down low, he can play. He just plays on a Golden State team that legitimately, hey, bro,
they don't need him.
I'm gonna tell you this. You know what James Wiseman is right now? He's Stacey King.
Yeah,
Stacey King was the best scorer in the country. Stacey King came into the NBA draft as one of the best players in college basketball, in the entire college basketball. And he has no role on the Golden State Warriors. And they don't even want to really give him a role on the Golden State Warriors. That is the exact same thing that Patrick Williams is dealing with here. It's just we didn't win an NBA championship. We got our butts kicked in the first round. And so we're trying to point this ire at him when realistically, when you're talking about an opportunity to develop, he's probably had the worst opportunity out of anybody. Now, I know this all goes back to trade talk at the end of the day, right? And should we trade P. Will? Should we not trade P. Will? Who should be a trade piece on this team and stuff like that? I think there's two things. One, if you're going to trade P. Will, you have to realize and you have to be okay to deal with the fact that you're trading P. Will to bring a piece into a team of Zach and DeMar and Vooch that you're trying to force to make work, and you're going to have to watch P. Will get a lot better.
Well, so I don't care how other players do once they leave our team. I care what we're doing.
But the thing is, that would mean you made the wrong choice. Right? Like as much as we may not care about Bobby Portis,
yeah,
we made the wrong choice. Otto Porter Jr. sucked.
Yeah, we should have.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But I mean, look at it like this though. Marcus, like, case in point, Indiana's got some players. I mean, let's say you take somebody off of Indiana and give Indiana P. Will, like Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, and P. Will. I mean, he's now got a role there. That young team he can ascend there. So it's like you kind of Pat is kind of right. You do run the risk of watching him get better. But it just depends on what you want to do. Me personally, looking at the names that were on the board last year for them when they were talking about getting rid of P. Will, I kind of really would have pulled the trigger now because especially when you look at it this year in totality right now, you have a lot more questions than you got answers. I mean, even shout out to Hayes. He was talking about this today on Locked On. Like, there's answers about Billy. Like, Billy got an extension, and nobody said
Billy
anything about like why they even extended him. So
I like this comment here. That's a cop out. There's players that would have done better, even with players ahead of them. Not that many players.
Yeah. Hey, Jamal, I'm going to let you run, man. We're going to get through some other calls. But
Maul been here the whole time. God damn. Shout out Maul, man. Appreciate the love, brother.
He's just listening to the show.
Maul just listening. He just listening again, brother.
Hey, Maul is in VIP, bro.
You know what? I'm just shut up and let my go. My bad. Y'all have a go, man.
Shout out to Maul, man. Appreciate the love.
Much, man. We appreciate you. All right, let's get
to I think the thing is, right, not that many players, right? That's a lot of players that have to overcome. And yeah, that's a lot of all-stars that have to overcome. As P Kid joining into the chat. Now we got a heck of a show. Now we got a show in this.
Oh, now
we got a show. First off, in the post game show, can we acknowledge the fact that P Kid might have had the funniest thing of all time ever said out of his mouth, bro? That man said that boy is running to the 3-point line like Brittany Renner is there, and he still ain't hit.
Ouch. Leave it to Pat, man. Listen, I felt like you all were ganging up on Marcus because I gotta come in and fight back a little bit. We gotta fight back just a little bit here, man. Listen,
he need a little bit of backup.
Nah, he need backup because I can't have
here's the thing.
Steph
even
and
you
Pat
said,
jumping on Marcus. Marcus makes a valid point. Man. Stand on that. Stand with your chest.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that Marcus is 110% wrong. Listen, I was
the
first
none
person.
of us know anything. We're all
look, you know what I mean? I was the first person to come out and say that Patrick Williams, well, maybe Kid, but I think I'm the first person to just say he's a bust, right? Like straight out bust.
Yeah.
But
that was Kid first. I mean,
Kid might have said that. I don't know.
In his words, he said he don't got it, which is kind of similar.
Listen. Kid also said Denny Avdia should have been the pick. And only texted us when Denny finally dropped the 20-point game. You know what I mean? First off, what if you put rookie Tyler Hero on this team? Does he put up better stats than P. Will? Part of it is P. Will being passive. Rookie Tyler Hero's coming off of the bench. Rookie Tyler Hero had nobody to compete with.
Yeah.
He was legit.
Two things that are true. It's two things that
are true. That was what, 15 a game?
That was 15 a game. No, for sure. I think the thing is though, right? Like, and I'll ask you, Kid, as you've jumped in here, right? Would P. Will be better if nobody's in front of him? If he goes to a normal number 4 pick overall team.
No, I agree with you. And we've had this conversation many a times. He's not playing his natural position, for one. He's not a 4, he's a 3. DeMar plays the 3. So that right there, he's already at a disadvantage. That was similar to the Kyle Kuzma, LeBron James conversation we had.
Yes.
So it was very similar to that. So you got that there. Then you also have the power struggle with Zach and DeMar. While it may not be this contentious thing where, I don't like that person, we are seeing the simple fact that, hey, we're trying to build an identity. Are we building this identity with DeMar being the face, or is it Zach being the face? And then ultimately, what does that look like down the stretch? And that's, when you have that, and I've said it plenty of times, you cannot sit there and say win now and develop in the same sentence. It don't work. The Warriors
not with as many players as we're trying to do it with.
No, look at this. The Warriors didn't do it. In that playoff series that they won, we were going to cook Steve Kerr because he didn't play his young players. He rolled with his vets, and they etched out that win. But I was sitting there looking like, hey man, Jonathan Kuminga could absolutely stick Jason Tatum. Why is he not playing him?
Yeah,
like I was absolutely saying it. I was saying it. The announcers were saying it.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying it.
To his credit, though, he's finally gotten the minutes, though.
He's finally gotten it, but here's the thing.
And Draymond has said that. But he's gotten the floor because of his defense, though.
True. He found a way to get on the floor and be useful. But guess what? They already won a chip. Right? Yeah. In the moment that they needed them the most, where those vets were looking real tired and Steph just put on a cape, he had youngins on a bench that hadn't touched the floor that could run with Boston that he didn't play. Why didn't he play them? They weren't ready. You can't develop young talent and win now. It don't work. It's never worked. Every team that someone says,
Jordan
well, look
Poole
at this,
developed.
they always say, look at this. And when you go look at those rosters and who was on the floor, it was the vets. The vets were on the floor. It may be one outstanding rookie or young player that does it. Everyone looks at Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade had a consortium of vets around him.
To say it's never worked. To say it's never worked, I can't co-sign with that. One, they had one player on it. Magic Johnson.
Name one team that's won.
Magic Johnson, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Magic Johnson goes to the Lakers with the all-time greatest player.
And you know what the all-time greatest player said? We don't win that championship without Magic Johnson.
Absolutely. You know how you sit there and said that not only did you say Magic Johnson, one of the top 10 greatest players to have ever touched a basketball.
He wasn't the top 10 greatest player at that point.
Magic been Magic since Magic was born. Come on now.
What I'm saying is we can't act like young LeBron James. LeBron James was developing just because he was great initially doesn't mean he wasn't still developing his game. He went to the NBA Finals 3 years into the NBA?
Year 3.
4 years into the league, but that's still 4 years into the league. And guess what? The organization, what did the organization do? They made the decision to ride with him. There was no power struggle. It's your team.
No, I get
you. When you do that for a young player, you instill with them a lot of confidence. P. Will ain't got that opportunity here. He's not in that same situation. And at the same time, we're using all-time greats to make this point, and we're not even considering the fact that P. Will is not an all-time great. Could he get there? Possibly. Listen, but he does not have the engine of all-time great right now.
No, nobody's an all-time great until they become an all-time great. Like that, what are you talking about? Like nobody.
Larry Bird walked into the gym open. He was an all-time great.
He was an all-time great the day he stepped into the NBA. He was an all-time great.
Michael Jordan spit out 28 points rookie year. He was an all-time great.
Now that's different. Hey, look, that's different.
I'm just saying. Like everybody we're using are literally 3 or 4 championships, MVPs, all-time Mount Rushmore people. Hey, listen. It's only 100 people that we hold in that regard. There's like 4,900 other people who don't get that respect.
Facts. But there's a lot of people. So there's a lot of people who didn't walk onto the court all-time greats. I'll give you the best example. Your favorite example. Kobe Bryant was not an all-time great the second he stepped on the court. Kobe Bryant grinded and developed himself into an all-time great.
Kobe Bryant had all-time great mentality before he had ability.
Hey, listen, it's a lot of people that think. It's a lot of people that think great.
No. You know the difference. KG got the story.
Hey, come on now. I thought about that.
Whoa. Come on. Hold on. Listen, those air balls that Kobe took. Y'all remember the time he air ball 3 times in a row? P. Will ain't taking 2 more shots after the first one. That's all-time great mentality before you got ability.
I gotta go do Locked On. Kid didn't kill me with that comment. That man said he was thinking about being great, and then it happened.
All-time great mentality before you had ability. That's a fact.
Everybody thinks they're like Mike, baby.
Hey, listen. Denzel Valentine thought he was great till he missed that shot, and Stacey King went, "Oh no."
It was before that. Hey,
I gotta go do Locked On.
He got dropped off at the
I'll be back. I'll holler at y'all later, man. I just want to hop in here and show some love. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Steph. Shout out to the pettiest man alive, man, out here capping on these. But he thought about being grateful. That's wild. That is wild, dog. Hey, yo, I'll see y'all later, man. One love.
What's wrong with you, dog?
It's hilarious.
Really? Yo.
Oops. Yo, I can hear you. What's going on, bro? I can't hear Marcus, but I can hear you.
Hey, man, this is Ricky, man.
What's up, Ricky?
How you doing?
Y'all had me on hold for 30 minutes, man. I need something from y'all now.
I'm sorry. We got you on, though. What's going on?
What's good, man? Hey, first and foremost, man, I always wanted to apologize to Stephon. My first call, I felt like I was rude to him, man. So I just always wanted to get that out the way, man. You the homie.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Second of all, James Wiseman was the second pick. I don't know why y'all kept saying he's first.
Melo.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, LaMelo was the third pick.
No,
Was that Melo?
Anthony Edwards was the first
Anthony
pick.
Edwards was the first.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
I tend to be. But no. What is y'all opinion? What is y'all thoughts of like on what is a bust to y'all? 'Cause I keep hearing the word like Patrick Williams is a bust.
So I feel like the reason why we say that he's a bust, or me and Pat do, is because of the simple fact you're drafted at 4, and by all accounts, if you're drafted that high after getting 7, 7, and 7, and you come in 4, you supposed to be. I'm not saying that you automatically supposed to be dropping mugs off, but you're supposed to be helping this Bulls team in some sort of way. And I mean, for the most part, he's been consistently up and down. Like I talk about it all the time, argue with Muggs on Twitter all the time. Like he'll give you about 1 to 2 good games in every 10th game or every 12th game, and we're back on the train of, hey, like maybe we don't need to give up on P-Will, but I mean at the same time you can't be out here you're not rebounding. You're not really taking the shots. We seen it the other night. Zach gives him an open wide J from the 3, and then he kicks it out. And Pat's legit. Zach's legit screaming at him.
He definitely should have shot that because I think
it's like
48% from the corner. I get that.
He's not where they need him to be.
Let's not dwell on that because he has been pulling those lately as of late. But yeah, he did do extra swing where he shouldn't have, and thank goodness Boots did make it because we was gonna scream at him. I get that. I'm just saying this is like a bust is somebody that just don't belong in the league.
Yeah, that's Marquise Teague, right?
Don't depress me.
When you 29th pick, who cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like okay. You just didn't pan out. And stuff like that. Like I've heard Patrick Williams is the worst 4th pick
Brad
ever.
Sellers.
Like
how about that? Brad Sellers.
No, how about Marcus Pfizer, who also was the 4th pick?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How about Tyrus Thomas, who's also the 4th pick? How about Wesley Johnson, who's also the 4th pick? Those are the worst 4th pick ever. It's like we got to quit just hyperbole calling P. Will that. Like I say this, man. It's a similar role because I was telling Hayes, because we talked that his floor could be Marvin Williams. Because if you actually think about Marvin Williams was the number 2 pick, not 4, right? Mm-hmm. But he came off the bench for North Carolina. There was some potential there. And he just turned into an average player, but still had a 12-year career. You get what I'm saying? And he was 3-and-D. Pretty similar because Patrick Williams, he came out of Florida State. He came off the bench and everything. And it's nothing that P. Will, how he plays, makes me feel like he won't last in the league for 10 years.
Well, let me ask you this.
At the end of the day,
let me ask you this, because I know, man, you're a scholar of the Bulls. I see you everywhere. So
appreciate it.
We all want Patrick Williams to be more aggressive. Where did that myth that P. Will was aggressive come from?
I don't know where it ever came from in the first place. Like that was always the thing. Like it came in and he was a project. I don't know where this aggressive thing came from because if you actually look at Patrick Williams' background, hold on, I made a mistake. If you actually look at Patrick Williams' background, first of all, he picked up the basketball late. Yeah. And then he started playing around middle school, high school, and all of that. When you get players like that, they're very moldable to coaches and how to play team basketball, right? And then he goes to Florida State. I don't know if anybody know how Leonard Hamilton play. He plays a full
it's a checklist
system of right.
This guy get in, this guy get in.
The right way.
Everybody's gonna get minutes. Everybody's gonna get touches.
Yeah, it's like 5-year-old flag football, right? Everybody plays.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, now I got what you're saying. Okay, took me a second. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like it's no like star with Leonard Hamilton in there at Florida State. Like, and if you look, and of course they're a little bit more aggressive, but they also get more playing time. But like that's how Devin Vassell came in at first. That's how Scotty Barnes came in. Like very unselfish. But Scotty also came from Mount Verd that like breed greatness. So
hey, can I say something to you real quick though?
Yes, Steph, go.
Go ahead, Sam.
You see the name that you mentioned, right? You said Devin Vassell. What's the difference between Devin Vassell right now and Patrick Williams?
He's the second option.
He ain't got nothing but time. Who gonna tell him no? He ain't got nothing but time.
I agree with you all and disagree at the same time. Here's why.
That's my point. He's the second option. Pat, the fourth option, right?
Pat at times was the fourth option, but here's the problem that I have, and we can use the other youngin on our team as a great example. Pat's reluctance, to take the open shot is where everything started to go downhill and the narrative of him being a bust started to come from. It wasn't the simple fact that he was a fourth pick. I think everyone acknowledged the fact that he had circumstances working against him. I think everyone was willing to acknowledge the fact that, he's one of the better defenders, but he's also young and give him that leeway. But I think the turning point is when your fan base is cheering you on simply because you attempted a shot, not whether you made it, but because you attempted to score. That's when things become, okay, this player isn't who he's going to be. And at the fourth pick, you get bread. Pat is going to make $7-something million this year.
We need to look at 2P Kid.
Who's that?
No, not like who, but what we need to look into also, we need to just stop looking at, okay, fourth pick, right? That draft ain't a good draft. That draft class. Like, it was like. I disagree with that.
Nah.
I disagree with that.
Now you want to say we missed out because our other choice, let it be known, I don't know if everybody know, we had two choices that they was really looking at hard. It was Patrick Williams and it was Tyrese Halliburton. God damn it, Tyrese Halliburton is a star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. But like after Tyrese Halliburton, like the next best player was Tyrese Maxey, who was like drafted in the 20s. Remember, Isaac Okoro was number 5. Obi Toppin was like 6. Like Precious Achua, like stuff like that. Like that class wasn't hitting like that.
But here's the difference for me. Like and Ricky, I'm with you. Like there's the reason why I don't think that was a bad draft class is because it seems as if all the people who were touted high went to teams that didn't utilize them. Obi Toppin gave you, and anyone can look this up. You can fact check me. I'm open to being wrong. I'm open to being wrong. Obi Toppin gave you the same amount of production in half the minutes that P. Will did in 30. That's where the narrative of him being a bust was. Say what?
You get what I'm saying?
Say that
again. I didn't hear that last part.
I said that's what's up. But Obi Toppin also like 25 years old.
I get you, but at the same time, I don't look at the age. Like I don't buy into that whole age thing. Because at the end of the day, you come to hoop. You know how many times I've gone to the courts and I've seen 14-year-olds playing with grown-ups, just dogging them. Like there's at this point, you've made it to the highest level of basketball, but it's still just basketball. And now you have a whole organization in city cheering you on to shoot.
And Obi game gonna stick out more too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a high flyer and he run hard. He like a tall Javonte Green. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
he gets boards when he plays.
We all know that this was a bad draft class, and I think Arturis was like, you know what? We ain't got too much to go with. We just gonna swing for the fences because like how much better do you think Obi Toppin is going to get?
You had a lot to go with though.
Like, do you see
I can see Obi Toppin making a Kyle Kuzma leap.
He got to get off the mix.
If Obi Toppin got 30 minutes a game, I think he would at least be way better than what he's putting out on the floor. Just like I think Cam Reddish was another player who got drafted and was put in situations that do not fit his game.
in some weird ways, like stand on it, I always felt like Cam Reddish had Paul George potential. So like, I won't take it away from you.
I love Cam Reddish's game if he gets the opportunity to cook. He never gets the opportunity to cook for a variety of reasons.
I wanted to draft him instead of Kobe. Like I had a little campaign and everything that if we get him, we can actually call him C Red. Like I wanted him that bad, like and stuff like that. Like I was high on him since high school because I watched a lot of high school ball, and everything like that. Like I thought he was the best player coming out. Like I did, like and we see Zion and Jai, but Jai went to like almost like a D2 school almost. Like so like I didn't really know who Jai was until Jai took off in his sophomore year. So,
I did. I caught an early tape of him. And I was like, Jesus, this dude is
Murray State was on ESPN2 religiously. That's the reason why I tell people all the time you can't just these games are on.
I remember that was the same school campaign went to, and I was just like, he cool. Like his freshman year, I was like, yo, he cool. But like his second year, that's when I seen the jump, and then I was like, yeah, if we can get, like if we actually win the lottery. That's who I wanted. And I don't mean first if I win the lottery, like get the first four. It was like, I hope we can get that. But, it didn't happen out. So I just started planning out, like realistically and everything. So I was like, like Cam Reddish should have followed us and everything. So
that would have been a good one.
Why I was like,
I think Cam Reddish in this mix would have been very productive.
Actually,
hold on. A guy like Cam Reddish that can make his own shot is unlike a P. Will because even if we're down a point guard, you could still throw Caruso or Dragic or Io into the mix, and he'll work. He'll work to get a shot.
I think our team would have been. I think our team alone would have been so different, to be honest, because this was when we still had Laurie, Wendell, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it'd have been Wendell, Laurie, Cam, Zach, and who was the Satoransky or whatever. It'd have been like that.
That's Captain America. I always call him that's pre super serum Captain America right there.
Yeah, but Sato had heart, man.
And then maybe we lost some games, and then they would have finally just said, you know what, we just gonna get Tyrese Halliburton, and we'd had that.
Yeah. But Sato, we shit on Sato, but man, he had heart. He had a lot of heart. He was the first to claw and scratch his way through D. He did not take shit from anybody in terms of his play, and that's his upbringing and where he's from and all that. But the dude can hoop. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And another thing too, like with Patrick, you got to wonder too, like, is this like a coaching system? Because like, let's just remember how the team was Laurie last year, and that's when we traded for Vooch. Like, when Laurie's playing power forward or whatever, and then they tried a little bit of small forward. What did Billy tell Laurie to do?
Did Billy ever coach Laurie?
Yeah,
2 years ago.
Yeah, that was the first year AK came in.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I was making a joke about how he was finished.
Been here. That's the thing.
Yeah. But Billy basically told Laurie stand in the corner. Well, no mid-range jumpers, really. Like he taking now, he wasn't really going to the hole no more. He was only averaging about 14 points. Laurie came in, his first year, he came in averaging 15. Now, look, I know that Laurie is a better scorer than Patrick Williams, and he's way more aggressive, even because he hit the ground kind of running. But all I'm saying is, like, Billy got him playing the same way as he had Laurie. Same way. He made him be 3-and-D, and Laurie didn't have D then.
I don't think that was Billy, bro. I don't think that was Billy.
And what's funny is we throw shade on Lowry his last season.
You don't think that was Billy doing what?
Well, no. What I'm saying
that was Billy, bro.
Lowry, because
that was Billy, bro. Now I could remember.
Let Marcus finish what he was saying.
We threw shade on Lowry, and I joked all the time it's because he turned vegan, but that he was soft too, right? That was his thing. Lowry's not aggressive anymore. Once he had that shoulder injury or whatever that was,
Yeah.
we all thought he was soft. So either we got to get somebody at that position that's just a beast, or fans will never be satisfied, I guess.
Yeah, or maybe we should like look and see what really soft is, because like Laurie was soft because, like you said, like he didn't whatever, and he also got like punked on defense. Like people just ain't pushing Patrick Williams around, man. Like the only thing we really complain about Patrick is like we just wish he would play harder. We don't feel like he is playing as hard as he should, because everything else checks the boxes. Like he don't, like today was kind of inefficient, but he's very efficient and everything like that. Like we don't see like that many holes offensively, like and everything like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like it's kind of hard being a fourth option,
Yeah,
and being and he playing with vets. He just like don't feel like taking over control like that. And even sometimes when he do get the ball and stuff, and as soon as he dribble, here comes Zach and DeMar clapping in his face like, pass me the ball, pass me the ball. So it's like kind of a power struggle.
Hey, Rick. You know I'm going to definitely reach out to you because I want to have you on a segment, man. I like your insights, but I appreciate you calling in. And you always bring good points, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You got you see me on Twitter, and we in the Discord, so just let me know.
Bet. Hit me up.
All right, Ricky. Thanks, man. Have a great night. And as always, man, thanks for contributing, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
I
appreciate
say this
that.
before we all wrap up. I don't know how long you're trying to go, Marcus.
We got one more call and then we'll close it. How about that?
Yeah, go ahead. Bring them on.
Okay. All right, we'll take the last call. Hey, caller, you're the last in line.
Hello.
How you doing?
Am I on, Marcus?
You are, man. How you doing?
Hey, awesome! I made the cut. All right. All I gotta say here is I've been a Bulls fan I'm 59.
Yeah.
I remember the days of Tony Kukoc and
me too.
Pippen and all that. And I have to say, because of the cap and with this Bulls organization that won't spend for their players, you got to be a two-way team, man. Young, athletic, keep Zach, keep your young guys, flip these older guys. I don't give a crap because this organization will never pay for the 3-4 all-stars over the cap until they feel like they're there, and you're not going to get there. And why you don't trade Caruso for Wiseman is just stupid if it was on the table. That's all I got to say. I'm out.
Okay.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in.
Way to drop the mic, bro.
I'm out.
The one thing I'll say about this, because I know we spent a lot of time on P. Will, is at the end of the day, AK made a move. You never know what you're going to get. AK thought he saw something. Maybe he did see something. But at the end of the day, I blame the fan base. The fan base is the ones that made it seem as if this was the second coming of Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, because
fan base is the one that pumped this up and put this narrative out there. And unfortunately, this is the same fan base that's so thirsty for us to have someone good and have a great team that we don't have the patience for development. We don't have the patience for development with any of our professional teams, mainly football and basketball. You know, you look at what Justin Fields is going through. They're putting Justin Fields as one of the top 15 QBs. The man ain't sat there and threw for over 2,500 yards yet. But he's a top 15 QB, though, right? It's impossible. Like, allow the situation to develop. Allow the player to develop. And at the end of the day, once we've gotten to that point, then we can say, you know why I cut Kobe White so much? Because Kobe White got starter minutes. And he had nothing but opportunity. And he was looking like trash.
Isaac,
who was that kid? Cole Anthony came in.
Not Cole Anthony. You talk about that all the time.
I talk about this all the time because it was the one game I was like, Cole Anthony didn't have an off season. He literally got drafted during the COVID fiasco. Had no off season, no preseason. Didn't really get to work out with many people. Came in and was balling at his position, he had a good little stretch, and he looked like he belonged on the floor. And Kobe has been there before COVID and looked like he didn't know where to go, whether that was on offense or defense. Now I'm happy Kobe's getting it together. He looks more comfortable on the floor. He's coming into his own, but that showed me a lot. Like, you didn't look like you belonged on the floor, and this rookie came in, he was cooking you, and he's not even a premier rookie. Like, that stuff like that. That's when when you sit there, you look at P. Will. That's what P. Will's going through. We're telling you to shoot the ball. You're passing up wide open shots. You're a detriment to the team. How are you keeping the defense honest if you're passing up? That was what was happening for us to come up with the thing. Like, maybe P. Will is not it. I'm happy that he's getting it together. I hope he continues to keep it together. But let's not pretend as if he didn't do it to himself at some point, and that the fan base put too much pressure on him at one point. Like, we all know what the challenges are. We can't sit there and make it seem as if calling him a bust or anything like that. It's like, hey, at one point we do have to ease up, but at some point he has to step up. And that's a fine line right there. And I'm happy to see it coming together, but unfortunately, it may be a little bit too late.
And I think it is a little bit too late. The only point that I wanted to add was that the last caller before this one said that AK didn't have any options. If you go back and look at that 2020 draft, that whole Lonzo problem that we harped on at the beginning of the year, you could redraft that draft and take Halliburton 4, and you don't have this problem. Because Halliburton really stepped up when he was on the court with De'Aaron, and they're trying to decide, do we get rid of De'Aaron or do we keep Tyrese? In fact, Tyrese wanted to stay, but you hear other players around the league already talking about this kid knows how to run an offense, how smart he is, and everything like that. So I'm with Kid. Like, AK saw something. Well, at least thought he saw something, had his opportunity, and to be honest, he missed. Now, with that being said, what is the rest of the roster gonna look like come next week? We have no idea, but I expect some big changes to be made. I don't know about y'all, but this roster will not look like this at all by the end of the trade deadline. I promise. It cannot. It cannot.
I don't know about cannot, because I think it will. But
look, man,
I think there's only one player I can see getting moved right now, to be honest with you. Two realistic
is DeMar Vooch.
Nah,
Is DeMar Vooch. I've been saying that since 20 games into the season. You got to come off either DeMar Vooch, and one of them is going. If not both.
Marcus, what you got? What you think?
You might lose one in the trade deadline. You might lose the other one in free agency. You don't know. So, but AK missed.
If we go for the Caruso Wiseman deal, which I would do, because is this Caruso's last year on his deal?
I believe so.
He got a 2-year 15, right?
But how healthy is Wiseman? That's the problem.
How healthy is Caruso now? He just went down with an ankle injury.
Fair point. Fair point.
So James Wiseman is played today. So,
how'd he do
today?
Today. I give you that one. He played today.
Okay, so yeah, well, that's it. They're just that's the demo tape right there.
That's the demo tape. Hey man, I appreciate you all rocking with us.
We got the demo tape out for you. Here you go. Check it out.
Bulls demo tapes.
Hey, why not? You got to see what the goods are, right? I mean, I guess that's what scouts are for, but geez. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, man. In one, it's like a triangle here. I'm on one half or 1/3. I am tired of Zach LaVine's guff in terms of his youthful, I don't know, lack of accountability for getting a max contract. Like there should be none of these lazy games where we just win or lose by 1 or 2. You know, like that dude should be skying. I know he's got a couple issues. He had to get his knee back. Now he's got some kind of hand thing. But if you got a hand thing, get out and get it taken care of, and then let's get back in and, you know, slay some games here. And maybe tomorrow start cooking while you're off. Who knows? But that's kind of where I am. Oh, Alex Caruso got a 4-year deal. Okay, so that one's got some meat on that bone. All right, well, that's valuable. And to get it to take Alex Caruso, who was a G League guy that kind of built himself up, and trade him for another guy that was a number 1 pick, I think we're kind of winning that one. If it's a straight up, I don't know if it is, or if we have to include something else in the deal, a sweetener. They can take Tony Bradley, right? They're going to need another backup center, right?
Man,
Hey,
Tony
listen,
Bradley.
the
You could just
Warriors
give him his
have a
walking
lot of
paper.
talent they don't use. Coming off of Wiseman would be good for them. They need some. They need more defensive guards because their defense is lacking. I can see it working out the way it is.
Other things I've seen out there, Zach LaVine for Russell Westbrook. Half of me or a third of me wants to entertain that. Oh, what?
At least he'll play. At least we'll know. At least we'll know he playing 100%.
Yep, he's not going to give it up. And then the other one is dealing just Patrick Williams or Javonte Green or Derek Jones.
I don't get the Javonte Green. You gotta be on the court.
They only make $2 million, man. That's just their salt. That's just salt on the deal they're throwing in there. That's nothing. So I don't know, but I'm with you, man. I don't think that this roster is going to be the same a week from now. We've got a lot of intrigue and mystery that's surrounding this front office. We know Lonzo is not coming back. I don't care what his dad says on Stacey King's podcast.
LeVar even said like he's pretty much not playing this season. Like he don't know when he's coming back.
Yeah.
So
that was a dice
that's
roll
cooked.
that we lost. We lost that dice roll big time. So, I guess that's gonna do it. Steph, thanks for hanging in there. This is the longest post game that we've ever done here. So pretty crazy. So I want to thank everybody for participating in the chat. Thank you everybody for calling in. Sorry to all the callers that we did not get to. I know there were a couple of you left on the line there, but we'll get to you next time. So until next time, for Stefan the Don, I'm Marcus Couch. Take care, everybody. Go Bulls.